This week we'll be going over all of the achievements in Eronoctosis, Put Yourself Together. There are 12 achievements in the game with about a 40-minute average completion time. But for the hardest achievement, I have a pretty good route that you can take that should save you a little bit of time to get it done a bit quicker. And now, let's get into it. So this is a little free-to-play indie game that came out last month. It's a co-op game that you will have to have a second person to play with. There are quite a few achievements for being killed by the random enemies in the game. Overall, you can get suppressed by being woken up by everything in PYT. Of course, we'll go through each one of the enemies individually, and by the time you get all of those achievements, you'll also get this one. So the first individual one is Don't Be Seen for being woken up by a schlong. You'll know which enemy that is. To be woken up by any of the enemies, just walk up to it and touch it. Then we have Please Stop Laughing for being woken up by Gumhead. These guys will sneak up behind you, so you'll probably get this without even trying to. I Hate Pictures is for being woken up by the Gazer. This is the one blocking the doorway at the very beginning of the game. Then Should I Even Try is for being woken up by the Siren. This will be the snake lady that comes up a few times while you're doing your runs. Will I Still Be Me is for being woken up by the Lovers. This is the big one that you can see a couple of times when you go out to the left or out to the middle container. Now you'll also get Disturbed Slumber on the 5th time that you get woken up. It doesn't really matter which one of you or your co-op partner touches the enemies for all of these, you'll get both of the achievements either way.
Oh, you fucking walked right into it.
That also goes with everything in this game other than these next two, which is for completing the game using each of the tools in the game.
Our skin man, here you go.
At the very beginning, you'll walk up to the main goal of the game with 2 pedestals where a flashlight and a camera will be sitting. You'll only be able to pick one up to use each run you do, and once you finish the game, you can get Luminary for finishing PYT with the flashlight, and Shudder Bug for finishing PYT with the camera. That means you at least have to do 2 runs for these each using different tools. As you go through these runs, there are 2 achievements for killing a certain amount of enemies at one time. We have Double Whammy for killing 2 monsters at once, which you'll most likely get, naturally, as they tend to group up in a few areas.
Double whammy.
The harder one, Hat Trick, is for killing 3 monsters at once. You could also get this one naturally, but if not, it's not too hard to group up enemies if you kite the schlongs around and get them to run through a choke point. The path going from the left side over to the middle container area was the choke point area that we found to be the best place to get this done. And going through the process that I'm about to cover is a great way to get them grouped up as well, so if you have any issues, just try this method, and you'll most likely get it done fairly easily. If you made it this far in the video, be sure to let me know down in the comments what you thought about the game, hit the like button, subscribe for more achievement guides, and if you want to support the channel even further, hit the join button to become a member. And now we have the last and toughest achievement, which is Let Sleeping Flamingos Stand for finishing PYT without killing a schlong longer.
Come on, let sleeping flamingo schlongs Yeah, there we go.
Of course, that means you'll need to have the person with the flashlight pushing the schlongs around to get them away from you as you navigate your way through. Sounds easy enough, right? Well, a lot of the other enemies are either faster than those, or don't get affected by you shining a flashlight at all, so you'll need to kill them while still being careful not to catch a schlong in the pictures you take.
Okay, just make sure you don't get the fucking schlongs in it.
We ended up finding that going out to the far middle container was the best way to start this. You can carefully go through pushing away the schlongs either by going straight through or going the left route. Once you grab it, you'll run around and the person with the flashlight will have to constantly be looking around to route schlongs away while lining up shots to take on the other enemies. This part shouldn't be too bad doing it this early on. After that container is down, you'll go back in, but wait at the entrance for this gumhead to come up from your right side. He'll sneak up on you if you don't make sure to take him out while you still have a clear shot at the very beginning. Then we can slowly work our way down the left side again to pick up this container from this side. You'll have a few more enemies come up from both sides to take out, but it shouldn't be too bad as long as you stay vigilant. Then once that one's down, we only have one more container to retrieve on the right side. It won't be too bad going up to retrieve it, but once you grab it, you'll want to go back towards the middle and drop the container up there. You'll have a lot of enemies coming up grouped up with the schlongs, so it won't be too easy to kill them and keep the schlongs alive. You can, of course, jump down the stairs to the area we picked up the middle container and try to route them through and separate them in the choke points.
Get the fuck out of here, schlong. I don't know what the fuck you think of. Oh my god!
Oh my god.
That way you can take out the non-schlong enemies without killing any schlongs. This part can be tough, but this area is what we found to be the best place to do it. So once you have that cleaned up, the schlong should be all that's left out in the middle area, and you can run up to the entrance around the right side to pick up the container from the middle area and drop it in the pool to finish the game. There shouldn't be any enemies in front of you as you go down that path, because they are all back in the middle area having to follow you around. And with that, we now have 100% of the achievements in Eronoctosis put yourself together. Be sure to also check out some of my other guides to help you complete more games.